Hello and welcome to My 2 Cents, the show where I give my 2 cents on various topics. Today's topic is gonna be a little different as we adjust our tinfoil hats and jump into a conspiracy theory. So originally I was gonna start this video with a whole bit about how Lucifer had been cancelled and how horrible it is and what a great show it is and how you should all jump on Twitter and hashtag save Lucifer and all that. But before I could even record this video, it was renewed and picked up by Netflix, so instead this video is gonna be a celebration. But because of that cancellation, I'd recently started re-watching the series. And when I reached Season 2, I noticed something peculiar in the plotline. For those of you who don't know, the second half of Season 2 of Lucifer revolves around Lucifer's mother, the goddess of creation, aka Charlotte, trying to reunite her family by any means necessary, meaning dragging Lucifer back to heaven, overthrowing God, and hopefully living happily ever after. The plan is to have Lucifer use the flaming sword to slice open the gates of heaven. However, things don't turn out that way. Realizing that a war between God and the goddess of creation will just get a bunch of angels, aka their family, killed, Lucifer uses the flaming sword to slice open the universe, to give his mother an empty universe she can shape however she wants. So the season ends with a tearful farewell, and we all learn a fun lesson about moving forwards and not moving backwards. But let's back up for a second, cause there's another plot thread here. Uriel. Uriel is another angel, Lucifer's brother and the goddess of creation's son. In an earlier episode of the season, Uriel threatens Lucifer with an ultimatum. Let him kill the goddess of creation, or he would kill Lucifer's partner and love interest, Chloe Decker. Lucifer negotiates.
I didn't see that coming.
This may seem like a standard one-episode plotline with Uriel just acting as a base antagonist, but there's two big details we need to look at here. First off, throughout the episode, Uriel is shown to have the ability to predict patterns and shape the world around him. In fact, he says in this episode he wants to kill his mother because he predicts that eventually God will forgive her and let her back into heaven. But there's one obvious thing about this that doesn't add up. If he can predict things, how did he get stabbed? I know, in the episode he has a cliche, "I didn't see that coming" line, but that's kind of bullshit. Lucifer seems like too smart of a show to use such a dumb cliche to wrap up such an important plot point. Unless they didn't. You see, the second thing that Uriel does before his death is whisper in Lucifer's ear, "The piece is here." This is a clue that allows Lucifer to find the piece he needs to form the flaming sword, and eventually send the goddess of creation, aka Mum, into her own dimension. What's interesting about this is Uriel, the master of patterns, both didn't see his death coming, and yet, despite all odds, his family turned out pretty well for wear. I mean, his mother gets her own universe instead of going back to hell or getting killed. Lucifer saves his mother and earns his wings back, and their other angelic brother, Amenadiel, through this course of events has his faith and angelic abilities restored. Not to mention the unknown amount of angel brothers and sisters in heaven who avoided a war. It seems like that because of this sequence of events, the only person who suffered in the long term was Uriel. And what if he knew that? Hear me out. While Uriel is portrayed to be an antagonistic force in this episode, what with threatening to kill Chloe and his own mother, despite this, he's the only person that suffers in the long term. And because he suffered, his family gets out of a difficult situation. That being, his mother was unstable due to her goddess powers coming through. This would have ended with her either going back to hell, making it to heaven and starting a war, or simply blowing up on Earth. Instead of this, she gets her own universe and a series of positive events take place. So what if, when his mother was freed from hell, Uriel looked through all the possible patterns and potential futures, and saw one future where none of his siblings had to suffer in the long run. None of them died, his mother and father stayed apart and happy, but to do this, he had to be the bad guy and die by his brother's hand. In doing so, his family could have a happy future. And honestly, I think I believe that more than a master of patterns didn't see him getting stabbed coming. And that's my 2 cents on my own Lucifer theory. Also, go watch Lucifer.